is coming to an end very shortly. Let's catch up. Thank you very much for the raid, guys. Appreciate it. So that means we're still live over here, hopefully. But yes, we are going to be doing the 50K challenge today, guys. Let me just double check that we're actually offline everywhere, and then we will we'll go from there. See if this actually worked. Tom is saying that I ended the stream too early. So that's the problem, Tom. I don't think there's a way for me to actually control when to end their stream because from my end, it's not like I'm actually ending the stream. I'm actually still broadcasting. But ultimately what happens is I can only disable it. It's hard to explain, but basically I can only disable it in Restream, but I don't know at what point Restream actually ends the stream, if that makes sense. So I killed it in normal time. Is it still live over there? Actually, it wasn't that far off, to be honest. Let's see if I can do this now as well over on the YouTube. One sec, guys. It is really hot in here. I gotta open a window as well. Just a moment. All right, let me just double check if YouTube is working now. So it's kind of smooth, but it's also kind of jarring. And also it kind of annoys me that... It is also kind of annoying that the stream title and everything is broken from the start. Let me see if I can fix that now as well. I'm not sure if my YouTube is live now either. Should be, but it's not. Offline streaming, okay. All right, guys. Sorry, this is a test of sorts, guys. I think it actually might be smoother if I just go offline next time, to be honest. Okay, no, that actually worked. Okay, fair enough. All right, let me go like this and get all set up, and then we'll play some spins for the 50K challenge, which I'll explain in just a moment if you guys haven't seen it yet. I got to copy this really quick. There we go. And get across to here. All right, change to that, and change to that, and done. All right, stream titles are updated. 50K challenge is live over on YouTube, I believe. It is. It is. Okay, cool. All right, so there you go. We are live, guys, across the NWTV channels. Tom says wait for the delay. Yeah, but I'd have to wait for the delay, but it's a bit weird because then I'd have to, like, basically count 90 seconds in my brain because the 90-second delay is already built into Twitch. Anyway, long story short, guys, we did it. It was kind of jarring. I don't like how that works, to be honest, so maybe it's better if I just go offline and launch a new stream. In any case, we're going to play some Spin Goes today. For those of you that weren't around for my last NWTV stream, we were testing out the new Spin Goes, which is a merge of Spin Go Flash and regular Spin Goes. That was around the same time that I was going to start a Spin Go challenge. I was going to play between $100,000 and $50,000 worth of Spin Goes, and I was going to record my progress all throughout. So save everything onto the computer, keep it in the tracker, and then share, you know, dollar ROI, EV ROI graphs, and all that stuff on social media. I wasn't anticipating that we were going to be switching over to a merged version of Spin Goes, and that was probably good timing because it gave me a chance to sort of pivot and decide that we were going to do $50,000 of $10 spins, so we had a greater amount of volume in a higher variance format as opposed to playing $25 spins and playing the 100K, which would have been a nice alternative if we were playing regular speed. In future, I do anticipate I will go for larger numbers and at higher stakes. For the sake of 2025, where we've already elapsed quite a lot, it just made sense to go for a smaller challenge total of 50K and to play tens. So, right, properties. So that's what we're going to do today. If you guys didn't catch it, okay. Thank you, Tom. Sorry, we'll talk about it in a moment. If you guys didn't catch it, I did a challenge announcement yesterday. exclamation mark challenge in the chat will take you a link to it, but it basically did a very short introduction of what I just said, more or less. $50,000, we're playing $10 spins. We have to play 5,000 games, track all the progress, and then share it to social media. So I'll do full-length videos here on Twitch and YouTube, and then I'll actually do updates over there. I mean, we'll do updates on stream as well. It's just for people if they want to follow along on social media versus over there. On socials, it will just be purely stats and a little discussion of how I feel and things that I want to do differently, possibly some strategy discussion with some people I respect in the spin community. And then over here, it'll be full-length streams as per usual. So really quickly, let me make sure I find my right. Here we go. This is what we were doing before. There we go. So we do have a two-table version that we tested before. Oh, I don't like how janky those changes are. That's really annoying. It's a bit better. It's better. Okay, so yeah, basically we're going to play some spins. It's not going to be a long stream today. I just wanted to test out how to do that transition thing we just did. And then also to get some volume on the board because, you know, we're kicking off the challenge. We've got to play 5,000 of these things. Let's get it on. So let me open up Hands Note really quick. We'll take a look at where we are so far. What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to include all the $10 spinning goes that I've played since the merge happened, which is literally just that one stream. So I think when we finished last stream, I played something like 30 games. I've played another 20 off stream yesterday because I was so excited about the challenge. And I'll show you where we're at right now over here. So this is filtered specifically since 1906. That was the last time we went live, and that was the first day that we streamed after the merge. This makes sense to me. It just means that we have a couple games that we've played on stream before included, and then also it means that we have a data set that is strictly all after merge. So the games played here are also adherent to the games that we play that we're going to add to the total as well. You can see that we're currently up about $130. We are running well above EV to begin things, which is lovely. Hopefully it stays that way. And the graph is heading in the right direction. It remains to be seen exactly what's going to be possible in terms of long-term EV ROI with the merged format. So we're just going to play, and after 5,000 games, I hope we have some kind of data set that will give us some idea. All right, give me a sec, guys. That's right. Brain counting is super difficult. Anyway, we're talking enough now, guys. Let's get across to some tables and let's play some spins. Let's just play one table for a little bit and we can catch up. And I can just double check that we're definitely live the way we're supposed to be. Looking for PokerStars. All right, we're logged in. Let's go ahead and fire up a spin. All right, let's play some spins. All right. This one is close. this. I think this is probably still fine.
Actually, if only there was someone that was an expert at sub 25 big blind. That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
All right, we're going to min raise the tens. Thank you very much for the follow. This is actually going to be a larger king, if I'm not mistaken. That was Kickseed. Thank you for the follow. Long time no see. How you doing, Kickseed? Yeah, we call this one, guys. This is 7. Yeah, this has got to be within the call. Kind of unfortunate to be dominated here.
Actually, if only there
Thank you
was
for the follow
someone
as well.
was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Was Greldner. Thank you for the follow.
That's what you sound like.
All right, next game. All right, we will fire some more tables in a moment, guys. Shit, my keyboard is dying on me, guys. Greldner, thank you very much. Ed K says, do you think you need to adjust to bankroll buy-ins now that they have got faster on average? So yes, Ed. My gut, my sort of gut reaction or my gut instinct is that we literally want to just have more buy-ins per stake because the swings will be bigger. All right, interesting. Definitely a shoving spot. Anyway. Sorry, guys, just talking to the mods. This is the first time we've ever tried to do a transition like that. It kind of works. With the delay, it's kind of broken. With the transition, it's kind of broken. This is double broken. 1 second, guys. Sorry. Ace Jack all in. Ooh, little Queen's Tramp, no good. All right, first place sounds good. Let's get another game going. You will have my full attention in just a moment, guys. So yeah, we're just the whole purpose of the end of that stream was to see if it was possible to change restream to transition to a single stream. Appears it does work. We've got a couple things we need to work out in order to make that successful. However, it is possible, and I think I know how to do it now, which is cool. Anyway, full focus now, guys. 50K challenge. Let's do it. Let's get some more tables on the go. And let's see if we can get some volume on the board, guys. I'll keep you guys updated about the totals as we go. You know I prefer not to look at results until we're done with streams. The same thing will apply. These streams will look a lot like the other Spin Go streams. It will be multi-tabling, though, to try and get some more volume in. And as I said, if you guys want to follow the challenge on social media, I've got a new TikTok account you can follow, and also my normal Instagram account. I'll be updating those with some fun updates that I hope you guys will enjoy. Hello, John Edwards. How's it going? Nick has been using the Spin and Go Showdown as his version of BBZ before he started his challenge. I have been taking great inspiration, absolutely. Running into Ace Jack here kind of sucks. Ace 9 is already a little bit on the wide side to push. It's still going to be fine. It will be an acceptable all-in. I would say probably Ace 10 is an instant all-in. Ace 9 is a little bit more mediocre. But yeah, Ed, I do anticipate you will need more binds on average per blind level. The adjustment to play 10s and do 50K was more to do with how much time I had left in the year as opposed to bankroll. Because obviously we're rolled to play much higher games even with the change. But I also wanted to make sure that we played enough volume for the actual skill level to show through. Like, I still don't know what's...
Actually, if only there was someone
Thank you for the follow.
was an expert.
I still don't know what's going to be possible long term. That's kind of what we're here to discover. But having a greater sample means we'll have a better number anyway, right? So playing 5,000 $10 games means that we actually have more data points to work with in terms of, like, you know, scientifically what's going to be possible in the long run. Can we get a full comeback here? Okay, let's get some more tables going, guys. Let me see if this still works. We should have the mid. Yeah, okay, good. It works. It works. It all works. We actually had this set up before the merge. Tile these tables quick, guys. Here we go. 10-9. It could have been a push there. Sorry, we missed that one up. Let me get this table open. We got a 20 over here. All right, let's have a little sesh, guys. We're only going to be online for a couple hours. We're only going to be online for a few hours today. I just wanted to sort of get back into the flow of things here. But all the games played here will be tracked and monitored and added to the totals for the 50K challenge. I can tell you that as of right now, we've played 50 games that fall within the bracket of the Spin Go challenge. That was the 22 or 33 or whatever it was from the other day, and then I played a little bit last night because I was excited after I posted that video announcing the challenge. This is getting a little bit crazy, but we're just gonna fold and call the next all in. I need to look at some of these ultra short spots. There are a couple ultra short spots that we're definitely getting wrong. I think I'm probably a smidge too tight. This is gonna be fine with the shorty on the left.
Actually, if only there was someone that
Definitely a
was,
call.
was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Thank you very much for the follows, guys. Appreciate it.
That's what you sound like. That's your voice.
That was 7-4 going to stack us here. It's unfortunate. That was actually going to be a nice comeback. What's up, Lady Svetlana? King 2B, King 2 Bay. Thank you for the follow as well. Play again. We can just fire this flop. Sorry, I need to turn this off auto as well, guys. 1 second. It's not automatic. Window title must match. New game. There we go. This is the settings we had before. And ace deuce. Oh, ladies Svetlana. Oh my gosh. That's like the fastest ban of all time. I'm not going to bluff here. I think we might get queen high to fold still. What's up, Brandon, by the way? I see you there. Nayama Sensei, how's it going? Has a question about the size, the table resize. Yes, you can do that. So the PokerStars should remember the size of it last time, but if it doesn't, there are programs that will assist you with that. Let's do the min raise here. Check this one. So for example, when I have a few open, sorry, what am I talking about? You can do this in your settings up here. So if you open up your tables, there should be a way for you to set a stack table correctly so it remembers. So if you go to tables, yeah, here it is. If you go to manage layouts, you can actually save layouts. So if you have like 4 the way that you want them, you can save that as an existing layout and you can apply it to all tables. This one's a little bit weird. I feel like we're probably going to make an exploit folds. It's a weird way for them to bluff anyway. Like betting the ace is fine on the river, but usually people just bet on a previous street if they want to bluff. Okay, we can probably delay bet this one if we want. Them having a random stab is kind of weird. Not sure if we can afford to have a float here, though. Follow alert blocks the cards. Okay, thank you. I thought that was sorted out from before. Maybe I had to move it again. Okay, maybe that was on another screen. Okay, thank you, Tom. Your notes are, as always, very helpful. Yeah, I mean, we can see no desire to bluff under these circumstances either. 9 tray is going to be too wide. I think I resized it to be smaller last time as well, actually, now I think about it. This is definitely just a push. Nice. We've timed these ones well. When we're ultra short, we've actually found some really good like forced all-in wake-ups. Yep, this one's fine. This one's definitely going in. The trap with ace deuce at this stack depth is going to be probably a little bit too, like you're doing so much better by shoving ace deuce suited than you are limping there. Because I'm still calling with king jack, right? It's not like you're trapping like 90% of the deck that I'm calling with. You might as well be the one to shove, and then I fold tighter sometimes. That's obviously beneficial. Okay, we got unlucky there. Oh, sorry, guys. There we go. Oh, it's $100. This is a 10x. Okay, $100. That would be a good way to. That would be a really nice way to kick off the challenge, right? Got a 10x multiplier, baby. Let's go. So this means this is actually a normal speed spin, basically. Or this is the old reg speed. Okay, folds. If we could win 100 and then 40, man, we're off to like a huge flyer in our RY. Challenge start, we get a 10x like right off the bat. That'd be pretty sweet. All right, king, queen. Nice. So on the left, we can do a little bit of both. I think we just bet the flop, though. Let's do one of these. I actually think this guy might end up just having something like ace high, a king high. Let's do this. Jack is also possible. Jack makes sense for sure. And here we're just going to play the push. All right, small continue. We continue big on the turn. Do we? Let's slow it down. Yeah, probably not. It's 80 plus not 20, not 100. I mean, it is a 100x multiplier. I don't know what to tell you. It is. It's just distributed differently. It's a big multiplier. Don't be like that, Kickseed. You've only just hit the follow button, buddy, after everything we've been through. It is accurate, though. That is how it's distributed. It's still a 100x multiplier, though. It's still the classification of multiplier. Gone. You can shove blind v blind. That's cool. Okay. We will be calling a shove on the rights. Bet the turn now. Going to the Knicks and the 76ers in Abu Dhabi in October. Let's go. All right, on the river, I think we definitely have a trap. This is too perfect of a river to not trap check. He's going to have all kinds of stuff that will value bet here, or bluff, potentially. And now... what's the best way to get max in this spot, though? Like, do we really... I think the shove is probably the way we would bluff, so I guess we keep it balanced. And we do manage to get the absolute maximum. The maximum. All right, pocket tens, easy call on the left. Can I get a hold? All right. That is a pretty significant cooler. I mean, Senti Cap is obviously straight into the jack here as well. King 4. Where are we at? Let's do this. Straight into the jack and having a heart blocker. I mean, that's pretty savage, but obviously still a lovely little spot. Definitely a limp call. And then I do think we actually start bluffing here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can do this. And we will commit to the river now. It's a shame. We were definitely going to bluff. Definitely going to make a move there. Do we hit call this one? Checks it down, value bet river. It's weird because obviously king high is pretty strong on this board, but the fact he's checked it down scares me a little bit because he probably just bluffs if he has weaker there quite often, quite aggressively. Yeah, we have to call the king 4 here, guys. Blind v blind. Definitely going to be within range. I said 100x multiplier. Is that what I said? All right, getting check raised here is kind of bullshit. We're definitely not folding. He can have a random jack, but he'll very rarely have an ace. He can have hearts, which we're beating, obviously. Yep. This honestly, this sizing makes me think thinks he has hearts a little bit more often than anything else. See what happens on the river. This would be a weird sizing with the jack on the turn. If you check raise, you're going to go for more value, I think. This is a tricky one for sure, guys. I kind of want to go with my gut. It is for the $100. Is this really how he sizes with a? Well, what the fuck? Why did it fold my hand? Am I out of time bank? Am I out of time bank already? No diamonds, huh? No diamonds? That is annoying. All right, still plenty of time in this heads up. I think he was saying for your challenge, adding 100 if you win. I mean, yeah. Definitely part of it. All right, fair enough. Can we hold? Oh, that is pretty significant. We get the chips in good there. Can we close it for the 100? Definitely still in range. We get the fold on the right. 7-5 still in range here. Should just be a one big blind bet on the flop. We might even get away with delayed. Getting check jammed on by a flush draw would really suck, so I think this might work better. Definitely a push. Just the one on the turn. Yes, nice. Getting better at the short stack checks as well. There's quite a lot of interesting meta around checking shallow. That's kind of cool. I do think that, where are we at? 7. Yeah, this is a call to you guys. Wish me luck. There we go. On the right, the all-in here is good too. One big blind on the left. It's a domination situation. It was a domination situation for the $100. That is annoying. I'm going to sneak in a trap with the ace-9 here. This is a little bit unconventional. But I do like it. It's really annoying. If they end up betting on the right, I mean, the 8 is such a clear value bet. Like, he lets us off so light in this situation. The 8 is such a clear value bet. That's exactly why facing that river bet's so tricky, because some people never value bet the 8. Some people are smart enough to do it, so when they bet, it's hard to know whether or not it's a bluff. All right, this is a push against this guy. This guy definitely plays volume. We are at the correct stack depth where those are going to be the no exploit push. So the guy that didn't value bet the 8 is betting the turn now. This is obviously scary times. Doesn't value bet the 7 there as well. This is why it's really important that we pay attention to these tendencies, because there are certain spots where if your opponent doesn't have a value bet with a 7 there or with the 8 in the previous spot, like, you need to be very careful about calling river bets, because they like trend so much harder to value. Nice and simple. Running into kings, obviously scumbaggery. Get there. And unfortunately, second place. So we still make a profit in this game. I think it's only 20 bucks. Yeah, we win 20. That's really annoying, guys. I think we deserve that game. Obviously, we had them all in there for the win with the best of it as well. We had the all-in. It was Jack 7 versus Jack 7 of hearts versus 6-7 of spades. That was for GG. And we had them on the ropes the whole way. Anyway, 2 profitable games. Let's get some more volume going here. All right, play again, play again. All right, let's go with those. All right, back to the grind. Dota Front says, GG's in the 40s, now take down the 100. We tried so hard. I need to do some studying here, actually, guys. I need to go back and take a better look at my at the NWTV chart pack. These are all spots that we're playing fine, but there's definitely I need to look at the blind v blind stuff at like 15 because it happens so often in the new format. Such an annoying turn. Yeah, it's not really too much we can do here. I think this is fine, that hand. Man, I wanted to put that $100 on the in the challenge start so bad. I actually feel like legitimate tilt. This is a 5x multiplier as well. This is pretty cool. I feel like legit tilt coming out of that game. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. But we need to stay focused on the long run. The long term is what we're interested in these games. We need to get much more used to that anyway, regardless. Taking on a challenge where spin flashes merge with reg speed, like, you know, obviously the swings are going to be so much more extreme. We don't want to get overconfident. Yeah, multipliers are pretty good, Ed. It would be really fun just to like upswing in multis. If we could upswing multis and upswing in chips, like make this whole thing so much more enjoyable. I need to change my camera, guys. 1 second. I love this camera, and it is very clever, but when it loads, it does that annoying thing. Yeah, it just jerks to one side. Okay. Like when you open the native software, it resets to like factory reset, which is like dead straight, which is slightly off to the right. That's better. I can slouch in peace. I think there's a chance we're supposed to do something like this. Yeah, we can actually afford to still call that with the combo draw. We don't get there. Like, if we check and he barrels per turn for 3, we probably still have a decent price with the combo draw. It's not great, though. If it wasn't the combo draw, it's pretty easy fold, isn't it? That could very easily be a bluff as well. We just don't have a hand to call with anyway. Oh, that was meant to be a shove here, guys, on the left. If they put it in, we're obviously just going to call. That works. After all, you doubled your entry, so it's still, I mean, yeah, you know, like it's nothing to scoff at. That's anytime you can double your money in any game, you're having a great time. Obviously, in the long term, it's a different setup. Okay, on the right in the 5x. Yeah, lovely. The call with ace-8's probably fine as well. I actually think that's probably good. I'd prefer not to chop this pot, but there you go. I keep missing the all-in button, guys. Definitely a shove on the left-hand side here, though. That's pretty good equity here, too. Running into ace-jack, just unlucky. Always a call here with the ace-6, of course. You think Adam might need a copy of the chart pack? Should we get Adam a copy? This is annoying. I gotta remember how to do this properly. I wish I could find a way for it to snap to 2 tables, but I have to set it up manually every time. Here we go. Marcos Del Rio does seem to be a reg. Gonna put in a little raise here, guys. And once we hit the 4, I think we might have showdown just to check, but the idea was to bluff if we missed. That's really annoying. We obviously win that pot most of the time when we're not getting, when we don't have that perfect river to check. It's like the perfect river for them to improve, though, as well, right? They're going to have straight draws. But we've played our hand perfectly. We had the right idea. Obviously, the plan is going to work the vast majority of the time because our plan is not simply to, like, bet and then try and get there. It's to bet and then to bluff. So on a better run out, we basically win that pot every time. So long term, like that setup with the raise on the turn is actually going to print for us. The frequency at which we win the pot at non-showdown and at showdown is pretty astounding there, so it's good. We were actually improving with a better draw, weren't we? This will just be a push on the right. He's got the 3 of clubs. He's got the gut shot with the 3 high flush draw. We got the 4 high flush draw with a better gut shot. All right, let's focus up here, guys. Let's focus up. Yep, pretty straightforward. Running into jacks is just stupid. This is a spot I'd like to study as well. Like, the min raise with the ace-3, actually, as we get shallower, is still going to be fine. But the when there's an extreme shorty on our left, I think it actually works in our favor because it looks stronger to this opponent. And then also, it's like their range just has to be the hand or worse. I think probably in my brain that makes perfect sense. Unlucky there, blind v blind. And this one goes, and this one definitely goes. No, we're not going to overcall here. That's unlucky. Unlucky twice in the 5x on the right. Definitely a shove. Speed this along on the right here. Yeah, running into ace is obviously never going to be fun in a spin. Keep going, more volume, please. Push. Unlucky Dota. Yeah, it's all good. Look, shit happens. Shit happens. It was, whenever I do shit like this, though, the majority of like if I try and think about what actually makes me what legitimately sort of tilts me about situations when I lose in poker. Number one, first and foremost, is when I feel like I've played badly. Like I feel like I kind of deserve it. That's a very bad feeling. The other feeling is when I'm doing a challenge like this, I feel like it counts for so much more, right? Like getting a 10x multiplier and losing it as a spin is like whatever, especially if you've like made good decisions. But then this is gonna be really close. Yeah, we gotta call this one. We have too much equity. Just have to call. Yeah, boy. It's like 2.8 big blinds. So 2.6 is any two cards, so any suited hand has got to fall well within that category. Running into ace-10, pretty unlucky. And yeah, obviously always a push here, guys. We're never going to deviate from that one. The 5x multiplier was very unlucky for us. We were all in twice in good spots. And then we get coolered at the end there. It does, Dota, it does. I'm not really complaining about the state of the game. It's more just discussing it. Just discussing mental game in general. Okay, we'll handle that later on. Close this. Nice. Clean this whole thing up here a little bit more. There we go. That's more like it. Oh, that's better. Oh, there we go. That's way better. Let's just simplify that one. Running into King Jack feels bad, man. Ooh, this one's close. We get a chop there. That's all right. Yep, this one is call. Put the chips in good. What can you do? Next game. Okay, so that's the name of the game here, guys. There we go. 3x multiplier. I think the other thing we got to get better at is there are certain inflection points where I think you should be more prone to push folds. Like if you've got a spot that is probably narrowly going to be fine push fold, you probably want to take them a lot more aggressively in the smaller multipliers. Just because like if you deviate and you try to play something slow and it's already probably going to be a profitable push, if you play that next hand slow enough, you're going to be up into the next, like, you're going to be playing for the next blinds anyway. Like, if you play that hand slow, a lot of times the blinds will increase before that hand ends, and then, like, whatever additional small edge that you've gained, you kind of immediately lose. That's kind of I don't know, that's kind of a contradiction. But you guys get what I mean, right? Like, if you're trying to win a couple more chips in a push-fold spot that's already positive, by the time like you've gained that extra theoretical, by the time you've gained any extra theoretical chips in that spot, I think that you know, you're straight into the frying pan the very next hand anyway. I will have a conversation with some people that used to play Flash though, because there's definitely going to be some fun exploits that exist that can be included. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up like trying to develop a limping strategy on the button a bit more, which is something that we've previously never done. It's not nearly as important to consider stuff like that when we're playing deeper games, though. Yeah, fold that one. This is definitely a push. The 8-7 all-in on the button I think is probably okay. Well, that's just fucking robbery. There you are. Tree. Does feel good to be building towards a challenge, though. Does feel good to have something to share with you guys. I have been waiting for ages to do this with you. Since the start of the year, I wanted to do something that resembled this challenge, or like some sort of a goal target thing. Yeah. Okay. This is probably a huge blunder, by the way. I'm gonna assume that this is somebody that doesn't play a ton of spins. 3x folds. Started the hand 13 effective. Yeah, 13. This is going to be a call. Nice. That's a really good spot. Very good. Yeah, so the 3x fold on the left here, guys, is like really bad at that stack depth. And shows a lot of, I think probably we end up having finesse issues there. Like, I don't think many regs have a 3x fold range there. Just mathematically speaking, just doesn't make sense. The 6's overcall is absolutely mandatory, though. Running into 9s, that's unlucky. We're still calling. That's not the point. It's going to be an overwhelmingly positive call, especially when the small blind is that short, because the guy shoving the button is effectively shoving against one stack and not two. Waking up with 9s there, just a bit of a godsend. No sweat, though. All good. Next game. Nope. Let's get another game. Go. Let's see if we can do these from now on. That'd be nice. Can we get a big blind shove? All right, wish me luck. We got what we asked for. Hopefully we like it. Yeah, that's fair. Diamond. We did split some big blinds from the small blind there. That was all right. Slight profit there. Can tell you there's not a ton of calling at 15 big blinds effective in the small blind versus a button steal. It's a lot of push folds. In the 2x multipliers as well, like previously, probably we'd have a lot more strat blind v blind, but a lot of it is just going to boil down to push folds. Because it's a spot that's so hard to play well at these shallower stack depths anyway. As we get shallower, there is so much more just push fold regardless. Can we bluff at some point here? Easy call on the left. Nice. Let's play it like this. Yeah, technically. I think this guy is also a reg so far from what we've seen. Really lovely little spot there. Calling with that combo is quite dangerous at that stack depth until we've confirmed. We probably should play more until we decide if we're calling those. It is difficult because if your opponent isn't bluffing in those spots, then obviously it's just throwing money away. We have seen this play around a few tables so far, though. Yeah, pocket nines is a good hand. Should be calling any 2 cards there. Lovely. Some of these late game wake ups are so big in the 2x multipliers. Like, you're shoving 2.5 big blinds in it, like, you know, your chip leader if you win the spot. It's like pretty hilarious. Nice 2 pair there on the turn. If this guy is a reg, we'll let him barrel off. King 10 8 should be a good turn barrel. He should be able to bet. He should be able to bet turn bet river really aggressively here. Can we catch a bluff on the riv? Okay, I don't catch a bluff. He turns up here with... He has 9 deuce offsuit. He has no hand. So the check is perfect. Check is absolutely spot on. Perfect. Yeah, we want to put a note on this guy. Spins. Min raise shallow AF was king 7 off normal shove. Perfect. So the important thing to note on the right hand side there, guys, was when he min raises at like 5 big blinds effective, a lot of players will do this as an exploit because they know that players don't know how to respond to min raises versus like what is usually a push fold spot. So if we're anticipating that it's a push fold situation and our opponents are exploiting us to try and min raise, the idea is that what they're trying to do is put us in a node that we don't understand, because a lot of players will just have charts that say you're supposed to call a shove here, but there's no response to min raise. You know, when they're studying or whatever. Let's do this. And that's interesting because there's an inflection point here. Because if they're the kind of people that min raise at 5 big blinds effective because they're super strong and they're trying not to look weak, we need to be really careful, because their min raises at those stack depth become much stronger than their shoves, and their shoves just become like what they would usually shove. Whereas if we have a note that somebody min raised king 7, which is a hand that they would usually shove at that stack depth, that means we should be responding with, you know, by shoving the hands that we would usually call an all in with, because it's an effective all in at that stack depth. Can we win it all in here? Nice. All right, finisher. Can we get the finisher? Nayama Sensei asking, do you think it's possible to even profit with a negative 1 or 2% ROI post rake back? Let me reread that again. I've confused myself here. Do you think it's possible to be in profit with a negative ROI after rake back? Yes, absolutely. I'm sure there will be quite a few players playing these that will be profitable with our rake back, but not profitable pre rake back. This is really close to a hand we should be calling with. I honestly don't even remember 10-4 off specifically. 10-4 offsuit, are we calling that, guys? It's pretty close. It's very much bottom of range. That's definitely a call. Come on, give us a hand here. Oh, 9-4 off? Come on, bro.
Actually, if only
Thank you
there
very
was
much for the
someone that
follow.
was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oh my God, that was almost any 2 cards as well. This is going to be all in. Yes, wish me luck, guys. This game on the left is such nonsense. When it's this shallow, it's just like, he should be calling any 2 cards here, by the way. That walk is massive. That is absolutely huge. And we get dealt 8 deuce the next hand, for fuck's sake. A fold at 2.6 is like, that is such a big swing in your actual, like in the actual game itself, because they should be calling with like 7 deuce off. Literally, should be 7 deuce off. Nice. Okay. I need to do more work at 15. I feel like we play fine, of course. This is any 2 cards here. This is the spot we were talking about just now. Like, you know, we're obviously playing good poker here in general, but what's funny is at 15, or in particular, blind v blind stuff, I'm just feel a little bit hazy on that spot. I think we might even exploit check here. The check on the turn. came second in that game? What the fuck, dude? All right, we managed to... The check did actually get a bet on the river. We might have won more by betting, but it's a close one, I think, with that particular setup. What's up, Sacramento? It was a spraggy easy W. Yes, correct. Ace 4 is definitely feeling like a pretty close spot. This is probably also pretty close to a call against most players. I'm going to go with my gut in these spots, guys, and some of it won't be theoretical sound. Some of it won't be theoretically sound, theoretically. But it makes sense as an adjustment in my brain, having played like a million of these games. Nice, winning flips is good. This guy is almost definitely a reg. This is a simplified version of this. This is simpler as well. Marcos just has kings. What a life. This one too. Next spin, please. That one's pretty close too. Yeah, this one's too strong. We dominate too much with ace-8s. Well, that's unlucky. That doesn't seem right, does it, chat? That doesn't seem right. Gonna play this one weird on the left. This is an unusual line from us, but I think it is warranted against this player. The intention now, obviously, is just to catch bluffs and whatever. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? We played it weird to try and get this response. How good of a response is it? Oh my god, it's so good. It is so good. The trappiest of trappy traps worked out absolutely perfect. Yeah, okay, I think they just have a missed diamond draw. And if they do, that means we probably just want to bet like 2. I'm not expecting him to fold a hand. Oh my god, the value bet bluff. The value bet blufferino, man. Let's go. Wrong table. The value bet blufferino feels so effing good. This one's a little bit wide. Okay, that guy was leading just now too. The tiny bet. We could probably get away with betting even like 1.5 there. That actually might be, even be slightly better. Oh. 1 sec, guys. Oh, we're back. Okay, cool. He DC'd there for a minute. What's up, Dunbar? Yeah, this one's obviously going to be pretty close. It's like against the reg, I think we call. They're going to be doing enough of that for it to make sense. Again, we need to just be a little bit more. We need to be more like exploit. We need to think more. We need to be more willing to just go with our gut there because we get those ones right so much more, so often. Right, a little bit of protection. Nice. What's up, Sacramento? Currently have an LLC. Any idea how I can make that nice and incorporated? I haven't seen nice and incorporated for ages. What is he up to, that guy? What's he up to? Nice one, Dunbar. Always a pleasure, mate. This is bet flop. That's fine. Limp call King 9 suited here is fine. I think that's probably GTO. That's 3x in the bag. Lovely. That was a great game for us as well, guys. That was a really juicy EV one. Nice. Okay, why is this guy limping like 3 big blinds? Super sus, by the way, should I say. Just the push here. No messing around. No messing around there. Too shallow. This one's a call too, but like I don't really trust this guy to be shoving the right range. We're just getting so nitty if we fold this to min-raise. It's probably really bad, honestly, guys. I was giving you guys a speech about not messing around, and then I like literally get away from that hand. It's so bad. So bad. I think we can just bet 3. This is obviously going to go in the middle. Again, I don't know about this limp fold at 3. Okay. I think we know what's up now. God, can we actually just fold this one? Why don't I know my 2 big blind shoving ranges? Oh man, we probably missed a spot, honestly, but it's still like it's so theoretically broken. All right, we get that game as well. That's lovely. We get that game as well. Gonna get that Nash and incorporated. What is this guy limping? What is the reg limping at 9 big blinds effective? I'm not gonna fall in that trap, bro. Boom goes the dynamite. Queen Jack, easy push. Yeah, easy push there on the right. Queen 7's fine. It's better when they don't hit it. It's way better when they don't hit it. Redemption with the 2.38 bigs. And nope. Nice. Hey, Brandon, we got to take notes. It's important. It's an important part of the grind. Marcos. 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 All right, redemption with the pocket jacks on the right. You see what I mean? We're shoving 2.3 big blinds, and if we win this pot, like, we're like absolutely golden, right? King 10 definitely a call. Oh, we both get trashed on the right. Nice. Next game. All right, we're going to trap the ace-jack suited. And we're going to consider value betting here. I might even find a check on the no flush draw board. Just mix it up a little bit. We have the effective nuts here anyway. And if we want to get value from the flush draws, we need to start now. I think a 7 also struggles to fold 1.5 sometimes. I think we get way more value by finding some checks there with the effective nuts. When I say effective nuts, by the way, guys, I mean like when you think about the way that their range is constructed, we just end up having the best hand like an absurd amount of time there. Obviously, a lot more incentivized to bet flop if there's a flush draw available because they'll have those. Push here for sure. Oh, running into domination again sucks. King. Nice hand, buddy. All good stuff, though, guys. Not a mistake. Always a push. King, queen for the win, baby. Let's go. All right. Full comeback. Jack 6 is enough. I definitely see lots of players like still making mistakes at these lower stack depths. I think Marcos is a reg. I'm not expecting him to make any mistakes, but like there's plenty of spots, especially in the smaller multipliers, where like you're shoving like 3.5 bigs and they're not calling correctly. At some point, it just becomes a matter of equity, and it's just you have enough or you don't, basically. Not that it feels good to do it. That's a pretty big pickup to start a game. You know, in the 4x multi. Same again. Oh, man. Just shove and pick up 2 bigs every time? Just shove and pick up 2 bigs like it's easy peasy. Yeah, this is probably going to get pretty close. When he's shoving into an 8 big blind stack and a 5 big blind stack, yeah, I think we have to go. Seems good. Oh my god. That is just disgusting. We are going to chop that pot a lot of the time, obviously, which is part of the equation. Call. We make top pair. We make top pair. It's going to be hard to get away. That's a really bad turn. That's a really, really bad turn. Do I know this player? No, they are Argentinian. Ugh. If I call the turn, I'm going to have to call the river too. Oh, I'm just getting bluffed so much here by folding. It's disgusting. Go with my gut here. I don't know. It's not even that I'm just convinced that I'm losing. It's not like my gut's telling me we're losing. It's just that I have to call a river bet there then pretty much every time. Because if they're bluffing, they keep bluffing. And if they've got it, they've got it. So, you know, hey, Botswana, what's up? Good to see you. Yeah, this one is going to be good. Punish the limpers. I know. We should win the one on the left by default. That is really annoying. A 6 of hearts exactly, huh? The 7-6 push is definitely approved, though. Player on the left here seems super, super weak. Like 100% limp so far, I guess. All right, so keep going. Suddenly they're all in. Okay, interesting. Not the worst flop. Easy peasy on the left. Snap check pre-flop here as well. Oh, that's annoying. So the shove with the ace-3 is standard on the left. We could probably get away with just limping a lot more of those sort of high variance push hands. Say high variance, like it's obviously profitable, but it's like if the player is doing very little raising versus limp, then we should just be in way more pots and just c-bet more flops. Yeah, this guy is getting the notes. Like, we should probably just be doing this way more because they're going to limp fold too much. I have a flush. Get paid with the 10 of spades. Okay, so then we can actually get away from some bigger folds like that. Like I said, the strategy against this player now is just going to be absolutely mountains of this exact just be in a pot and then bet at some point as a bluff. Or value bet the river and get paid when they have a 7. Because they're going to indicate when they're winning, when they're losing, basically, is the deal. And then we can call with a draw. There we go. Get them all in on the river. Beautiful, beautiful. Milking them, milking them, milking them. Under 6 big blinds effective. We have to call this one. Wish me luck. Of course, we're dominated. Did we get lucky? Yes. See, honestly, so Jack 10 is a very clear call for like 5 or 6 bigs, right? It's just, again, it's an equity issue. However, I am also a big believer that we should take a breath there and find a way to actually just find a fold. Like, we're crushing them so hard with almost no variance. This is a very good example of a game where I think you're allowed to just break the rules because, like, you're doing so much better as an alternative. I'm actually kind of like low-key pissed off that I just snap called that because like it shows that we're just being too flippant. Like our edge comes from something that is the edge in our game comes from playing like avoiding those spots that are like all the other nerds are going, this is a mandatory call, we have to call here 100% of the time. Like the whole point of beating this game is like knowing like where the lines are, and I think that's a very clear line. That's a really fucking annoying river. Anyway, we won that game. Which is Q. Pocket queen. Sorry, we're slow rolling this guy in accident. Sorry. The shove with 8-9 is going to be fine. I don't think it's that bad. At 7, it's going to be profitable. Can we beat Cat heads up now is the question. After winning that double. So far, Cat's been really ISO heavy, which is something I think we've actually adjusted to quite well. I mean, we haven't really had the hands to play back at all, but there we go. So far, I'm wondering if Cat might be a reg. We're going to sneak in another trap here. Any good flops about? Any good flops about? All right, was this a limp with ace queen here? We definitely got to note this. Like, again, this is the spot where people fall in this trap, like really bad. They go, I just trapped Team Pro because I limped the button with ace queen. Well, if you just min raised, I would have shoved ace jack anyway. It's not there's not a whole lot in it. Do we value bet this river? I mean, would he ever really find a trap here? No. Gotta call this one. Wish me luck. Yeah, you see how much equity we have in calling here? It's pretty nuts. I missed the $40 win. I just won a 40 on the left. I don't know if you mean that one or not. Yeah, Queen 7, baby. Super nuts. Okay. Got about another 30 minutes in today's stream, guys. We're just going to do like a 2-hour sesh here. And then we'll take a look at some results. We'll take a look at the overall standings, which I'll also put into my social media report. Again, if you guys don't follow, go check out the challenge announcements on Instagram. Explain a little bit about how I'm going to approach what we're doing here. Let's do one of these. Oh, please push so I can fold. I don't want to have to put this guy all in. Damn it. Any 2 cards here. Blind v blind. This needs to be any 2 cards. We actually put the chips in good. Lovely. 9 is what we needed. So it's going to 7, 9. 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. Thank you, Demo. Appreciate it. I think it was the one where we won Jack. Okay, I got you. That was a good one. I did enjoy that one. I almost folded the Jack 5 there on accident. 5, 5. GG. Zintex asking, will I do a daily breakdown? I think the idea was to do near daily. The idea was to do a near daily, yeah. Again, the breakdown, like they're going to be super quick. The idea is it's just maybe like a minute long. Like if there's something worth talking about, like for example, today, like I might say, oh, I played 100x, got unlucky
actually,
heads up.
If only there was someone
Thank you
that
for the follow.
was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
That's what you sound
Thank
like.
you very much to Baraka. God, that is so loud. Sorry, guys. I gotta change. I gotta fix my alerts. I've been so busy working on other stuff. I've been so busy working on other people's projects that I haven't had any time to do mine. This guy's a real unknown. Okay, yeah, that's cool. But Zintex, yeah, the idea is I'm like if something interesting happens, we're gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna spend too much time on the edits. I'm just gonna do a breakdown of like where we're at with the profit and loss and stuff. And if you guys end up having stuff that you want to see in specific, oh man, this is probably pretty close. Go with my gut. It's one of those spots that just feels there's definitely a correct answer, but the correct answer is probably wildly different from reality. This guy, okay, fine. So that's not working for me. That's weird. Huh. Ooh, this is scary. Why are you min-raising here? That's very scary indeed. Oh man, again, this is super duper scary. I don't suppose we can fold now, huh? Wow. Look at our equity in this pot. 0% on the turn. Lovely. It's more of a recap than a breakdown. I guess that's a good way to say it, yeah. I don't know, like, I kind of... The problem I have whenever I do stuff like this is I want what I'm putting out to be so, like, polished that I end up, like, not... I end up becoming more invested in, like, making a sort of content piece that looks polished than actually just being fun to follow and whatever. So I'm trying not to be too obsessed with, like... how it looks, and I'm trying to have more fun with just like making it and just like whatever you guys want to see. So like if it's a bunch of you know, if I start off just by doing like updates and you guys say actually we want to see like more of the hands that you found interesting, like maybe I can throw in more hand reviews and stuff. In short form content there's not a lot of room to put more than one hand though, so I want to see what he's min raising here. Okay, cool. That worked out fine. Like, I need to actually end up having some better policies in general about... It seems like players playing... Either it's the fact it's the 10s, or it's the fact that it's, like, the new format and blinds go up so quickly. But, like, people are min-raising off of really awkward stack depths that most players wouldn't have done before. Which can be really smart. Like, that can actually be a very good strategy. Especially if it confuses people like me. Can we raise this turn as a bluff? What if we just float again? I think we can bluff this river now. I mean, this is definitely a blocker bet on the river, right? Can we actually get this through? Oh, hello. Hello, the king 4 shove. Let's go. Like, he's got showdown. We're not winning with king high on that river, right? So it's pretty clear a hand that we need to bluff. The 1.9 I think is extremely telling. I think it's actually super weak. Sorry, guys. I keep DCing here. Here we go. Ace 10 versus king 10. What? What is that river? What is that riv, bruv? Queen 7 suited. Yeah, I'm gonna do it on socials, Dunbar. Like, I'll do recaps here. Like, I'm just gonna do regular streams, and we'll talk about it at the end. But like, so if you watch the stream, you would have seen it. But what I want to do is after like every 1 or 2 sessions, I just want to have a conversation about what's going on. I actually could do some on Discord as well, but it's not a bad idea. Are you going to make a channel in Discord where we can see some progress, potentially quick recaps? I mean, I could just share what I did over on that platform as well, right? Like, does that work? I mean, or is the point that like it needs to be off social? I realize some people aren't going to be on TikTok and Instagram, but for the most part, I can actually fold this one. For the most part, what we can do is, like, even if you're on the computer and you're not somebody that uses Instagram, you can still watch it, right? That's a cold deck. Ace 4 versus Ace Jack here at the stack depth is pretty bummer. Jack 6 is definitely enough to push here. Fold this one. On the left for the win. Ace 8 is a monster. 30 bucks. 30 bucks. Can we kill this guy finally? Tree. This hand. All right, so 30 bucks on the left. Ace Queen suited obviously can go, no problem at all. Sorry guys, gotta open this table for you. Go. Nice, we finally got him. Okay, limpid extreme shallow stack depth is noted. The Brazilian limps and then jams. Okay, lovely. I need to remember to keep an eye on the multipliers. Like, I think that's going to make a huge difference to our long-term edge, like playing the faster games. Because like in the 2x's, like just don't get bogged down at all. Just go for like the straightforward lines is going to be way. I just think it's going to give us more time to have edge. Like if we can find the shoves where there's an alternative that are profitable and get to like more spots that are the same, then I think it's just really good for us. We need to have notes on people that limp buttons as well. People are limping way more in these than anticipated. And it's like definitely a big blend. Like loads of people are only limping the buttons when they're strong. This might be a cheeky one on the right. Oh! Let's go. Let's just play like this instead. And then let me open up this table for you guys. Go. It's just an idea. Potentially push some more followers into Discord. Challenge updates channel. That's a really good idea, buddy. Actually, I like that. I think we could probably just fold here. The call on our right is going to be strong. When he shoves forward, he flats. I think it actually ends up being really strong. Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, Dunbar. That's a good idea, buddy. Thank you for the suggestion. I think we'll definitely do that. That makes sense to me. Lacerda limping buttons as well. Limp calling with Jack 10. Do not approve of that one, no. I will accept the free money, though. I will accept the free money. There's a better way to get Jack 10 all in there, and I think it's just a push, to be honest. I mean, this is the same thing. This guy on my right, like, it's Queen Jack's a nice hand, but like, it's just going to end up being hands that beat us. So if we're calling, we're hoping to hit because he's going to be all in on the flop pretty much no matter what. It's just such a good spot to avoid. Like, people get so obsessed with, like, you know, oh, this is a good price or whatever. Fuck that. F that, bruv. King Jack's definitely good enough. Wish me luck here, guys. Winning flips is a speciality of mine. Everybody knows that. Hold! Let's go. Check the left, ship the right. King high for the win. Lovely. Guy called it off with 5 tray. He was very short, though. Actually, I approve of this one. That's fine. He only had about 2 bigs, so it's got to be a call. On the left, I think we're probably in a similar situation as we were before. Specifically against this guy, I'm going to fold here, even though I wouldn't usually be bullied like that on that board, given that pre-flop action. QB saying, may I ask why you're not streaming on the other channel? You mean on PokerStars? So small and then small again. Okay. Control, that's what we want with this guy. We're looking for control against this player type.
Actually, if only there was
Thank you for the
someone
follow.
Was an expert at sub 25 big blind.
Cats.
Sound like that's your voice.
Got fired for talking back to Joe Stapleton. Do you mean on? If you mean PokerStars Central, I'm still streaming over there from time to time. There's just been a lot of other stuff going on. So like the Sunday Millions have been stopped for a bit because we're doing WSOP. Okay, now we are going to start to wonder about this one's pretty close on the right. I'm going to float here now on the left, guys. He's done this too many times. I am tempted to just do this. I mean, what is he trying to say he has? He's trying to say he has a 5? Would he do this with a 10? Oh, okay, fine. All right, control. That's what we want with this guy. Control. Ugh, folding to the full pot here on the left. Feels bad. I feel like we are going to catch him, though. He's going to get caught eventually. Is this where he gets caught? All right. Control is what we want with this guy. Oh, God, we're getting bluffed. We're getting bluffed by the guy that has no hand. All right. Can we bluff the river? Oh, okay, we bluffed him back. I wouldn't usually do that against players, but against this guy, I think it's fine. I really want to win this one. I feel like there was a couple pretty ugly spots just now that we could discuss. Yeah. Okay. So he leads on every drive flop. Now it's ace 6-3. He check calls. Nice. That's interesting. So he didn't lead the 4-5, which makes me feel like the folds before are probably quite good. It makes me feel like the folds before must have been solid, because I think probably if he was the kind of player that leads, it would have been with, you know, combinations like that. Hold. Let's go. Win the 30 bucks. So the 10-6 is definitely a profitable jam at 7. There is a question mark there again, though, guys. So just like in the previous spot where we were playing, it was a similar player type or a similar style, but like it wasn't quite the same. This guy was more aggressive. Against the ultra passive player, I think that's exactly the combination that is profitable to shove theoretically that we don't need to jam. Against this player who's more aggressive, we probably actually do fine by shoving that more often, but I still think there's an opportunity for us to have who have found a limp there instead. We were getting on the extreme short side, but still. Anyway. All right, so let's get maybe 2 more games in here, guys. And then we'll see where we're at, and then we'll take a look at some results. I mean, if all else fails, we've contributed at least a few games towards our overall totals. Okay, that one's up. Sometimes I'm down, sometimes I'm up. But he follows round like some troopy up. Alrighty, 7, let's go. One big blind on the flop. Vindy is a definite reg. Bluff Cruel does seem like a reg as well. And fold. I love the way you say control. I'd have paid him off before with the Jack-6. Yeah, I mean, what can we do? 4x multiplier, let's go. QB, I am still streaming there. There's just been a bunch of other stuff going on. I did World Series of Poker coverage for the first time. You might not have seen those with the time zones. I did maybe 3 or 4 sessions just for a couple hours each. Let's just simplify this one. Sunday Million will return eventually, so I'll be back on for that. I decided that I was going to take more of my own streams across to my own channel, just because it made more sense. Like arriving on the PokerStars channel and it's like basically the Nick Walsh Spin Go show doesn't make sense. But we will be doing Chaparral Poker Show and stuff still, I think. All that's a good example of stuff that we will be returning to eventually. Let's just be bold here. Let's be really bold with the 8 deuce of hearts. Okay, we were bold, and now we're going to be trappy. We're trapping with it with no hand. No hand in a straight draw. In fact, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make it look like we have an overpair. That's a shame. Can we get there? We tried to rep it. If he didn't have the gut shot, he could fold top pair. The thing is, we're not doing it to try and get top pair to fold, right? If he bets that flop and he's got bottom pair, middle pair, straight draw, it's obviously not going to be a good spot for that player. He ends up having top pair and a gut shot, which is going up. And it's like, fair enough. But when we raise and then check on that board, a lot of players will just end up having like king, queen, ace, ace, jack, ace 10. They don't know. They don't feel like they want to see bet. So their opponents will have complete air that they bet fold. So I think it's good all over overall. Like when we get called there, we still have 25% equity, which obviously is not what you're looking for, but it is still way better than, you know, finding a bluff shove and then just being snapped off with 0. Yeah, probably give this one a spin. All right, back in the game. Queen 9 for the win. GG's on the right. All right, let's get some more games in. We can probably have a bit more time here. Let's sneak in one or two more. That one's pretty straightforward. We can get a real comeback here on the left. All right, wrong one. There we go. We have a straight. We have a straight. So if this guy's going to bet 4 big blinds on the turn, I think we're just going to call and let him bluff the river because, I mean, you know, good luck to him. That is the worst fucking river I've ever seen in my life. God damn it. Oh, calling for a chop is so fucking gross. God damn it. I did not mean to limp that button, by the way, guys. And we're going to get unlucky anyway. Oh, I was so distracted. Oh my god! I did not mean to limp the button on the left, guys. Super annoying. Yeah, the mid-race with 8-7 suited there is weird too, but it's fair enough. Play your game. Play your game, do your thing. Guest table. Go. All right, we'll take a look at some results after this, guys. 10 is nice. All right. Good luck to the ace-king. Get there. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. So let's wrap up this game on the left. And then we will take a look at some results for today. Interesting. Well, we can try and extrapolate some information shortly. This is a good flop. This is a good flop. We're going to have to call the river, guys. He's got the ace. He's got the ace. It's just actually not a spot where I feel confident that he does, to be honest, given the way he played the hand. He turns up here with pocket jacks, which, interestingly enough, probably do need to bluff that river to win. Nope. This is pretty close, guys. Oh man. Yeah, it's gonna. That one might actually be a call. I'm gonna need to do some more work on some of these spots, guys. It's so hard as well because there's going to be a lot of situations where you can look up the right answer, but it's going to be very, very, very player dependent still. Like there are tons of spots that will be slammed on calls that are going to be close, much closer against unknowns. Winning 20 bucks at the end here would be nice. Heads up, push fold territory. Heads up, push fold territory. Little cold deck there is nice. No 9. Don't do that. Get out of here. All right, cool. That's going to be a wrap for today, guys. So let's close that table up and let's take a look at a little something. All right, so let's filter specifically for today. Today, I think, was a little bit of a roller coaster. Let's take a gander at the graph and see what we got over here. All right. Short session today. You can see that we were pretty all over the place. Our red line was significantly lower than in previous sessions. Like I said, this is probably the first time that this is the second time I think we've ever done a full stream on the multi-table. Obviously, we were transitioning across from the multi-stream that we just had as well, so there were some more distractions. I do think we need to be very careful not to get too loosey-goosey. The games are a lot faster, but that doesn't mean that we can get sloppy with the non-all-in situations. It's also going to be super pool dependent. There's going to be pools where we don't win any chips off the regs, and then the kind of other players that we encounter, the recreationals that we're going to play, are going to be some of the ones that we encountered today, where we have a massive edge, but it's almost entirely at we're going to win our biggest pots against them at showdown when they make a big mistake. In any case, this is a small sample, guys. This is only a few games. We played 36 games today in the 2 hours that we were online. That's a lot less than anticipated, if I'm honest. Is that that much less? So 5, 10, 20, 35. That is less than anticipated, so we're not going through the games as quickly as possible. Again, this could just be this session in particular. We did have some bigger multipliers overall, but we'll see how that goes when we get a bigger sample. So we ended up winning $40 today. You guys can see from the graph over here that we actually ran very, very well and well above EV. If we filter specifically now for the start of challenge, you guys can see that we're running hot, which is great. Overall chip EV at the moment is something like 29 chips. Again, it remains to be seen what's possible. I think that probably at the $10 stakes, especially if we play a little bit off stream, where we're playing a different pool as opposed to playing in the middle of the day on a Thursday, I do think the chip EV can be higher, significantly higher than this overall. I think I don't want to misquote here, but I think if you were a spin reg and you had something like a 30 chip EV playing flashes, you were considered very good. Obviously, these games will have more chips as an average, and therefore that will probably be higher. But again, this number is going to be so victim to the variance associated with multipliers, and over an 86 game sample. I think probably still subject to a lot of variance regarding, what the average is going to be. So until we've played, at least 1,000 or 2,000 games, I think we should take everything with a pinch of salt. We're up $170 in the challenge so far. We are in profit for 170. I will be doing this over on socials, but I did put together this clever, sort of clever calculator. When I say I put it together, I absolutely ripped it off a friend of mine who's much smarter, who actually did some math regarding how to calculate some of these numbers. So let's just see what this looks like really quick. So we've played 86 games. We have a chip EV of, ignore the ITM for now. I got to fix how we're going to do that later on. We had a chip EV of 29 chips per game. That means we've played 860 of our $10,000 so far. Not bad. Why is it 10,000? Fuck's sake. I was wondering why that seemed like we were so close. $50,000 total. And that means that we've theoretically earned about $13.74 in dollar EV. We've actually ended up winning 130, so we're 116 up. And then our EV ROI is around 1.6% with this chip EV. What do I think is possible? I'd like to imagine that we can be a few percent above above a few percent ROI in profit overall. Pre-rake back. This is important to note. This is all pre-rake back. I will be keeping a note of all of our bonuses that we've accrued as well. It's hard for me to just have a straight EV percentage right now because we haven't played enough volume to start getting into tiers yet, but we will eventually throughout this challenge. But yeah, there you go. We're going to show off more of this on social media. If you don't follow me, check me out on Instagram and TikTok. That's where I'm going to be updating these. So I'm going to do a little breakdown of what we've played, the games that we've played, when we've played them, some of this information, and all that stuff. So if you missed a sesh, you guys can keep up to date with how the challenge is going. As I said, I mean, I think in the previous version of spins, I would say at the $10 stakes, a chip EV of, it's hard to say. So that's more when the chip EV was much higher on average, though. So 50 was massive. I would say that the $10 stakes previously, you could have a pretty significant pre-EV ROI. With flash, with more flashes, it's gonna bring that down. So we'll see anyway, guys. Like I said, 86 games is nothing. We need a lot more data before we can start drawing any real conclusions. So yeah, that's gonna be it for. Sorry, guys, I'm clicking the wrong buttons now. All right, so we're going to wrap for today. Thank you very much for joining us. I might play some more spins tomorrow and add some more to our total. We haven't even played 100 games yet. It's going to take a lot more poker before we can start drawing any real conclusions about the new Spin and Goes. I would be so pleased if we could have, even a few percentage ROI pre-rake back. One of the cool things about this format is that we do actually unlock bonuses very quickly, right? So hitting rakeback targets when you're playing a lot more volume is significantly easier. Once we actually have a regular rakeback program under our belts and we're churning through it, that will also, greatly increase the sort of linear nature of volume to profit, right? Because if we can even be getting like 20% or 30% rake back, that means that we actually claw back some of that rake every single time we play a game, right? So if we can sort of keep on track, get this challenge underway, we can start climbing towards our 50K goal, which is fantastic, but also we'll start introducing more of that element to our breakdowns as well. Misread the graph. It's 43 games per hour. What? Did I miss something? I don't think so. We played 36 games today. Anyway, I'll take a look at this later, guys. Anyway, we're going to clock off there. Love you all very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you on tomorrow. So tomorrow, around 2 p.m., we're going to do another Spin Go showdown with Team Pro. And then I'll probably just play some spins afterwards, the same as this. You guys are going to be seeing my face a lot now online in a similar fashion. I'm just going to usually go live for 2 or 3 hours every time and just see what we got going on, add to the total, and hopefully over time it'll sort of build an excitement. So we'll see you guys next time. See you tomorrow. Love you all very much. Sign off for now.